being on some chill. We go 0 to 100 real quick. They be on that rap to pay the bills. And I don't feel it, not even a little bit. Oh Lord, know yourself, know your worth. My actions being louder than my words. How you so, but still so down to earth. Wanna do it, we can do it on the turf. Oh Lord, I'm the rookie and the vet. Shout out to the I holding down the.
Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting broadcast of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. We've got a Western Conference battle ready to get rolling, and this Oklahoma City crowd wants some love from their Thunder. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So on the floor for Houston, Smith at the power forward with Howard at the center. Everly and Harden, they're the backcourt. And it's Ariza in the small forward position. Ariza brings the double. Stolen by Harden. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. And it's slammed in by Ariza.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
When you look at the roster of the Thunder from last year, Clark, they knew how to build from within.
Well, last season's roster, everybody but one player was either drafted or acquired via trade. That's a rare combo in the NBA.
Now here's Westbrook. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
Knocked away. Stolen by Westbrook. There's the feed to Durant. Fires the three. Hangs in the air. And the rejection by Smith. And it's Houston on the break. Ariza has the open look. Another miss by Houston. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Guys, before last season, Trevor Ariza signing a 4-year, $32 million deal with the Rockets. Big free agent get for the team.
And, you know, they wanted to re-sign Chandler Parsons, Kevin, but with his departure, in comes Ariza, and Trevor is a quality replacement. I mean, a terrific wing defender, and he's a nice spot-up shooter as well.
The Rockets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Harden gets the bucket.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Oklahoma City has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And Roberson kicks to Durant. Westbrook against Beverly. And it's sent back by Howard. Ariza goes in. And that is good.
And, you know, you compare their games. Ariza a bit more limited maybe offensively than Parsons, a few years older, but he's also a better defender and also better at playing without the basketball. Remember, you got 5 guys out there, only 1 ball. Sometimes your chemistry can improve when a guy doesn't need the basketball to be effective.
4 on the shot clock. Durant for 3. And that one's good.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now, here is Harden. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
And, you know, for the Rockets, a nice pairing with James Harden and Trevor Ariza. Ariza, a spot-up shooter and defender, while Harden arguably the premier offensive creator in the league. I mean, they really complement each other well.
Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Harden, no good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Out of bounds. Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Enes Kanter comes in for Steven Adams, and Dion Waiters subbed in for Roberson. Here is Durant. James Harden picking up that last basket. And Ibaka kicks to Waiters. Stolen by Harden. Passes it to Moniunas. The wide open look here for Terry. Offline with his three. Thunder trailing by 4. Stolen by Harden. And it's the Rockets on the break. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, good job to take it right at them.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket. Yeah, the Rockets were able to make it to the second spot in the West at the very end of the season. Actually came down to the last day. They could have ended as low as 6 going into the final games.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Nick Collison's checked in for Ibaka. Kyle Singler comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Foy in for Russell Westbrook.
That was some slick passing from Harden on that one.
Here we go, one-on-one. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. I mean, they've got to pad their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden.
Last season for the Rockets, they finished as the number 2 team in the West to the Golden State Warriors. But, you know, gee, they had to battle the whole way through.
Yeah, in part because of injuries. I mean, the Rockets did well to come in second in the West, but it was because they took care of the so-called easy games. 33 wins in the conference, but a record of 12-16 against the other playoff teams out West.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
He kicks to Brewer. Left side, Terry. Plenty of space. And he gets it to go.
He couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Rockets lead by 11. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Houston?
Really some great drives to the basket here early on for these guys.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
Down low, it's the international combo of Ibaka and Adams. Russell Westbrook out there with Roberson. And it's Durant in at the small forward. That's the group for Oklahoma City getting going here in the second.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Here's Beverly. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And guys, Patrick Beverly, a perfect fit for the Rockets alongside James Harden. Now, you know, Beverly is in that complementary role as a 3 and D guy. And remember, also, even though he's the point guard, he doesn't need the ball to be effective. He's good at just spotting up for threes, and he's a hounding on-ball defender.
Rockets leading by 9. Smith the pass to Beverly. Howard dishes to Brewer. And it's blocked by Adams. Howard with the steal. Elbow shot. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Well, Thunder have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Here's Roberson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one.
Good. Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the three.
Kiwi Steven Adams, one of the toughest players down on the block.
And Kevin Adams is not afraid to get under somebody's skin. He's pretty strong defensively, too.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And, you know, guys, that's one of the things I like about Adams. I mean, he'll draw the ire of opposing players just because of how he approaches the game.
James Harden, he's checked in for Houston. McDaniels comes in for Patrick Beverly. McDaniels kicks to Howard, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Not sure how he gets that pass off. I thought for sure he was going to pull the trigger. Yeah, and guys, Adams doesn't want to be known as a dirty player. I mean, I think he feels he plays aggressive and he hustles, and that sometimes rubs players the wrong way.
Thunder trailing by 8. It's Ariza on the wing. He's covered by Westbrook. Harden right side. Trying to find Smith. He's got it now. The shot by Ariza. The shot is off.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Harden kicks to McDaniels. Off target with his three. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
Durant kicks to Westbrook. He feeds it to Ibaka. Back to Westbrook. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. A lot of ferocious dunkers in the NBA, but what could you say about Westbrook as maybe the top dunker right now on that list?
Well, the ferocity, the tenacity. I mean, he's almost angry when he takes it to the basket the way he does. I think that's part of what makes him so special.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Cantor checked in for Steven Adams, and Deion Waiters subbed in from Overseas. For the Thunder, Nick Collison's checked in for Ibaka. Kyle Singler comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Foy in for Russell Westbrook.
And, you know, with Westbrook, it fits right in with how he plays. I mean, he is relentless when he goes at the rim and takes out any contact he felt on the way to get there.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Terrence Jones is checked in for Howard. Monte Eunice comes in for Josh Smith. And it's Terry in for KJ McDaniels. And Foy kicks to Collison. Here's Cantor. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That's on Terrence Jones.
And one last note, guys, about Westbrook. He dunks on purpose. I mean, last season he said that he dunked so hard to discourage any defender from blocking his shot or even contesting him. Yeah, and a big year for Enes Kanter last season. I mean, traded from the Jazz to the Thunder and finally saw the minutes that he was hoping for.
1:35 left to play in the first half. And Jones sends it back. It's Harden with the drive. Got a hand on it. The pass to Waiters. Dishes it to Cantor. On the wing, Singler. Collison kicks to Foy. And it's Singler in the corner. Can't nail the jumper. And Cantor did play well with the increased minutes last season, Clark. Averaged a double-double after the trade.
I think it was a great fit for him in Oklahoma City. He still has work to do, but now that he feels like he's in the right environment, I think we're going to see that great potential of his start to come to fruition.
Corey Brewer's checked in for Trevor Ariza. Now you think back to the 2009 draft, the Thunder selecting James Harden 3rd overall, and there was some second guessing.
You know, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult.
while they're trailing?
Yeah, but still, you know what? A magnificent move to the rim.
I tell you what, guys, I don't care what the score is. That's the play we're going to remember when this game is over.
And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Assist from
Harden's got 18 points in the game.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Foy, the pass to Singler. Out left to the wing. Deep two from Collison. And that one hits back iron.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
The shot is off. And the first half is now in the books. The Rockets on top. They're up by 9. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
Look who's coming out of the court.
The second half just about to get going here. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
You know, we talk so often about making your teammates better, and his ability to see the floor and then make those passes on time in that first half was the key.
Boy, I tell you what, they say he's not a playmaker, but he certainly has fooled me with the way he's performing right now.
And now the third quarter about to get going.
What a performance from Harden here. 18 points and also 3 steals. He's had great awareness out there, exploiting those passing lanes and coming up with steals.
And Clark, it's as if he's been a step ahead of everyone else out there today.
So on the floor for Houston. Terry is up there with Patrick Beverly. Then there's Brewer. Then there's Terrence Jones. And it's Moniunas in at the 4. Terry kicks to Brewer. Out to the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Outside Terry. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division. And as it turned out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs. But the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
Durant. Brewer with the rebound.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions yet.
Here's Beverly. Almost, but it rolls out.
They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half.
And, you know, for the Rockets, they had a major gut check in the second round. Went down 3-1 against the Clippers. Came back to win the series in 7, including Game 6, when I dozed off when they were trailing by 19 in the 4th. And was shocked to wake up in the morning and see they had forced the 7th game.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And with the Rockets' last postseason, their trip to the conference finals was as far as they would go. Went out to the Warriors in 5 games. Most of them, though, close ones. I think most fans were pleased with how far the team went last year in spite of all the injuries.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. Howard's shot is good.
Maybe with that, the lid on this basket will be lifted for him.
Guys, I'm not sure there's a better star player who's a better fit for his team's philosophy than James Harden. Clark reflects the Rocket system perfectly.
I don't think you're wrong on that, Kevin. I mean, the Rockets, an analytically minded team. They love layups, free throws, and threes. Harden can get all of those done.
Thunder trailing by 5. There's the dish to Ibaka. Kicks it to Robertson. Lets it go with the 3. And he gets it to go. Roberson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And Harden, either intentionally or not, is really the poster child for a new era of analytics that's starting to drive basketball. I mean, he generates a lot of points, but most importantly, he does it with tremendous efficiency, in part because he lives at the free throw line.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Here's Roberson, guarded by Harden. Outside Durant for the lead. No good. And the Rockets take it the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points.
And, you know, for the Rockets, acquiring James Harden might be the trade of the decade. You look at what they gave up, and it's hard to argue that they didn't win that transaction in a big way.
Outside Westbrook. Pass to Roberson. Feeds to Durant. It's deflected. And stolen by Howard. Up the floor. Harden kicks to McDaniels. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 6 assists in the game. To the inside. That's good. Westbrook's got 5 now.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside. Yeah, credit the D there. Got his hands up and made sure he wasn't comfortable on the release.
Sure did. Stayed real snug on him and didn't allow him the space he needed.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Clock at 4. Cans the shot from the wing. Westbrook's got 4 points this quarter.
Probably wasn't the shot they were looking for, but they'll take the bucket.
Here's Harden. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Rockets lead by 7.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Here's Roberson. And the rebound goes to Howard. Howard's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Lets it go from deep. Ariza no luck. Got a piece of it. It's taken away by Smith. The second chance effort. And the layup is up and in. And now it's a 9-point Rocket lead.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
And they're able to recover. Here's McDaniels. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's... And we've reached the end of the third. Rockets lead by 9. We've got more in store for you right after this. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Houston leading by 9. Westbrook the point with Waiters at the 2. Enes Kanter is out there with Nick Collison. And it's Singler in at the 3 slot. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder. And it's Beverly missing.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
From downtown, offensive rebound. Here's Westbrook. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
The defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
And that one's good. Beverly. And the Rockets lead by 8.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Westbrook dishes to Collison. Pass to Waiters. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Here's Beverly. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Collison. To the middle. Montejunas with the steal. And it's Terry that time on the assist from Corey Brewer. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Rockets.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, and the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. The short rest, very important, and one of the benefits of this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team while having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade. Replenish your energy for the late game push. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Billy Donovan said to the team. He told his players, turnovers are killing us right now. We can't keep trying to make the home run play. Settle down, run the offense, and make a simple pass. Kevin, sounds easy enough.
For Dwight Howard, guys, there were 2 or 3 seasons in Orlando and L.A. that seemed like one big soap opera. So now, to me, it seems like he's happy and settled, though, here in Houston.
And it's going to be a 3-second call. Thunder trailing by 10. It's Westbrook with the drive. Deep 2 from Singler. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. And it seems, Greg, that, as he was just talking moments ago about Howard finding his niche in Houston, it seems he's more comfortable. Certainly a great legacy of terrific big men for the Rockets. Clark, you know that firsthand. They've had some terrific names over the years.
How about Yao Ming, Kevin? Moses Malone, Elvin Hayes, Hakeem Olajuwon. No greater roster of big men than that one there.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor. And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
And it's Westbrook again missing.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling. And Dion Waiters traded last season to the Thunder. They wanted him as a shooting and scoring threat off the bench. Didn't want him to try and fill the void that Harden played when he was a member of the team.
Greg, for Waiters, it would be unfair for the Thunder to ask that of anybody. That's tough to do. Clark, hard to make up what Harden had accomplished.
Yeah, and the Thunder even asked Waiters not to wear number 13 to avoid any comparisons, which I think was a smart move. But they still would like to have him provide some punch in terms of points off the bench.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Cantor. Durant comes in for Singler, and it's Andre Robertson in for Dion Waiters. Thunder trailing by 12, and Durant gets double-teamed. And Ibaka kicks to Westbrook. Looking to get it going. Misses the layup.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, they don't get much uglier than the quarter he's having.
Yeah, and it's not showing any signs, Greg, of turning around here soon. I mean, his touch has basically gone AWOL.
For the Rockets, Smith comes in for Jones. And it's Patrick Beverley in for KJ McDaniels. The 3 from Harden. Can't get it to go. Durant with some nice D. It's tipped. Harden gets to Ariza. Puts it up. Houston gets it back. Howard. And it's blocked by Adams. And here's the fast break. Durant leading the way. Gets it down to single digits. And it's 13 points for Russell Westbrook.
And you can see the break slowed down for him to kind of pick his spot. And boy, was he open.
And that one's good. Beverly.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams. This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Guys, I think this
alarms go off when I enter the building.
The Air Canada Center is filled to capacity. We've got Washington taking on Toronto. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. So a look at the starters for the Wizards. All out there with Garrett Temple. Then it's Gortat. Then it's Porter. And it's Morris in at the 4 slot. Now, here is Morris. Here's Wall. It's rebounded by Kyle Lowry.
And for the last 3 seasons, what a talented young backcourt John Wall and Bradley Beal have become. Wall drafted 1st overall, Beal 3rd in different drafts. A little lottery luck, if you will, and great scouting of these two.
Porter in the corner. Johnson with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Outside, Wall. Just 5 to shoot. Gortat with the screen for Wall. Drains it from beyond the arc. Wall's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Here's DeRozan. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And Wall kicks to Temple. Misses the 3. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Back to Wall. Passes it to Temple. From downtown. Rebounded by Valanciunas.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Lowry has the open look. Trains the 3-pointer. Lowry's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Well, nobody really knew, Greg, what to make of Washington going into last year's playoffs. They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history.
Now here's Wall. Following the miss by Kyle Lowry. Temple dishes the Wall. And stolen by Scola. Johnson kicks to Lowry. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Lowry's got 5.
And in the second round, the Wizards continued to be a tough opponent. I mean, they went up 2-1 on the Hawks, but were unable to keep the series lead. A lot of close, heartbreaking losses for them in that series.
The wide open look here for DeRozan. And again, Toronto with the triple.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Now, here's Porter. Outside, Wall. Unloads. Temple gets the bucket.
And the Hawks would ultimately take down the Wizards last year in the postseason. John Wall and his injury were a big turning point in that matchup. And all those buzzer beaters for both teams made it one of the most interesting series of the postseason.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
And for Kyle Lowry, a guy who just has an unbelievable nose for the basketball, the triple-double comes natural to him now. Top 10 in the league the past 2 seasons. In his short time with the Raptors, he's already their career leader in that category.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Yambo, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for Luis Scola. And it's Powell in for James Johnson. 1:27 left to play in the first quarter. but he stays with it. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
The Raptors shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. Well, getting back to Kyle Lowry, the reason he's always a triple-double threat, Clark, because of his great work on the glass for a guard. Tough, strong, relentless, and committed to getting rebounds.
He's got the attitude of a power forward, even though he is a point guard. That's why he's one of the best rebounding guards in the league. It's his mentality.
And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. Off target from outside. Here's Beal. The rebound by Patterson. Toronto leading by 4. And DeRozan. Here we go. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession.
Still Raptors ball.
.41 seconds left here in the first quarter. In the corner, it's Patterson. The three-pointer off the mark. Wizards trail by 4. Sessions with it. And stolen by Patterson. Pass to Powell. A 3-ball. Beal pulls it in. The Wizards have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Anderson kicks to Sessions. Beal gets a wide open look. Here's Nene, and the layup is good.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Raptors lead by 2. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. What do you guys think about the Raptors here in this one?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
Well, last year Toronto won their division and got bounced out in the first round. Same result, Clark, they had back in 2014.
Yeah, but you know, despite that sameness, they were an improved team last season, Kevin. They did a lot of the small things better in total, and I thought looked better and more cohesive as a group.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So the Wizards 5 right now. The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. Jared Dudley out there with Gortat. And it's Porter in the 3 spot.
And as you mentioned, the Raptors did improve last season. I mean, they cut back on their turnovers a lot. They were top 3 in the league in terms of taking care of the basketball.
Scola passes to Lowry. Was on the wing. Raptors get it back. Stolen by Dudley. And now Beal pushing it up, and no one back to stop him. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker. And as you said, the Raptors took care of the ball a lot better and as a result had more assists. They also cut back on their fouls, and that was helpful. Little things like that made them much more competitive as a team and helped lead them to those 49 wins.
Now here's Joseph. And he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
Johnson, he's checked in for Kyle Lowry. And a switcher also for Washington. Morris is checked in for Jared Dudley. The Wizards shooting their first free throws of the game. He's off on the first. Despite an overall strong year in 2015 for the Wizards, they were pretty weak at times, Clark, on the road.
Managed only 17 wins away from home, tied the Pelicans for the fewest road wins for any team that actually made the playoffs last year.
Garrett Temple is checked in for Beal. Wall dishes to Temple. Some solid defense from Johnson.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Good. And the Raptors lead by 3.
Easy little jumper for him right there, guys.
It's Porter outside. That's good.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this. And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And the jam by Ross.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
Well, you know, you look at the Raptors, and they improved in a number of ways last season, but their bench play was one of their bigger improvements. I mean, they had one of the weaker benches in the league in 2014, but they flipped that around last year.
Some changes for Toronto. DeRozan comes in for James Johnson. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Joseph. Then for the Wizards, Nene, he's checked in for Gortat. Anderson comes in for Porter. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. Greg, one thing about the Raptors last year, they made the moves they needed to in order to be sure to fix their bench, strengthen their bench. It showed on paper and in person.
Yeah, credit their front office. In 2014, they had a bottom 5 bench in terms of scoring. Last season, they flipped that, became a top 5 bench in terms of that scoring, and even had the 6th man of the year leading the way.
Lou Williams. Raptors leading by 4. And DeRozan throws it down.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
And Anderson kicks to Morris. And stolen by Scola. And DeRozan, here we go. No good. And it's Washington the other way. From deep. Kept alive by Washington. Nene, the pass to Temple. And again, Washington, no good.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
They get it back. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. And the Raptors with some changes. Biyombo is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Patterson in for Luis Scola. And a switcher also for Washington. Jared Dudley's checked in for Garrett Temple. Stolen by Anderson. And Nene, a guy with an incredibly strong start to his career in Denver, the first Brazilian to ever be selected in the first round. Voted, as you may recall, to the NBA All-Rookie team.
Yeah, and came into the league just a tremendously raw talent. Really developed faster than a lot of people expected, but what has been the case for him is the injury bug. I mean, the knee, the foot, shoulder, Achilles, you name it, he's had it, and it's hindered his career somewhat.
And cancer. He's beaten cancer.
That's a very good point.
DeMar DeRozan hits them both.
Another trip to the stripe for him, and I tell you what, a little bit of a different feel here in the second quarter. A little more banging going on.
Man, and it's really served them well. Seeking out the contact you mentioned and putting pressure on the defense. The struggles just continue this quarter. They can ill afford to have this many empty possessions.
Tips it, but no good. Morris. And we've reached halftime in this one. The Raptors out in front. They finish off the second quarter on a 14-5 run. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto. we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. You gotta like what DeMar DeRozan has done in this game.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
We have a post-ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
DeRozan really playing well. He has 11 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward to try to let him do a little more damage from beyond the arc.
The star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. James Johnson is out there with Scola. And it's Valanciunas in the center. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Raptors leading by 8. Here's DeRozan. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. Well, the Raptors show they can be a force in offense once again. That was very clearly a strength of the team last year, Greg.
Yeah, and Toronto has a lot of guys that can hurt you in a variety of ways. They can score in the half court, but are really explosive enough to get out and run if teams are...
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Washington calls timeout.
And for Louis Scola, a very different role for him over the last 2 years. I mean, he was a starter for most of his career, then signed with Indiana, who had David West at the 4. Off the bench, though, Scola still played efficiently, but he was just used to putting up much bigger numbers for other teams.
And Wall slams it home.
Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe, yeah, maybe this is the best time to do it.
I agree. I mean, now's when you need a spark, something electric to get your teammates fired up.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Greg, you were talking about Scola. He has the physical skills, Clark, to make a difference.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he's not spectacular in anything, but he's really solid in just about everything. A pro's pro, and he adds value, tremendous value to any team he's on.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
The Raptors making a switch here. Joseph's checked in. And DeRozan kicks to Joseph. And DeRozan, here we go. That's his 6th miss and 12 field goal attempts. Fast break, here they come. Here's Dudley. Finished off the break.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Kicks it to Joseph. It's deflected. Down low. Valanciunas dishes to Johnson. Ramon Sessions with the steal. Here's Beal. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
And now just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Outstanding play in the open court.
It's really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
And Sessions kicks to Beal. Dudley with a screen on DeRozan. Feeds to Temple. The pass to Sessions. Clock at 4. Takes the 3. The rebound by Johnson.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Temple gets the bucket.
Well, I tell you what, getting out in transition has really been a big part of this run they're on now.
And the best way to pile up points in a hurry, just run and get your buckets before the defense can get set.
Whoa, that'll wake you up. My goodness.
Is he an athlete or what?
No doubt about it. It's almost as if he lives in the air, and dunks like that have become quite commonplace.
Here's Beal, and the rejection by Valanciunas. DeRozan passes to Johnson. Offensive rebound. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Toronto.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Biyombo, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for Luis Scola. And Terrence Ross is subbed in for Johnson. And that one's good by Porter.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
And stolen by Biyombo. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And finished off by DeRozan.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
And here we go with DeRozan running it up the middle. Ross dishes to Biyombo. And DeRozan kicks to Patterson. Ball with the steal. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Toronto ahead. They're up by 7. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. Porter is out there with Markieff Morris. Then it's Wall. Then it's Garrett Temple. And it's Gortat in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Temple can't get it to go.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Porter in the corner. He gets stolen by Lowry. Fast break Toronto. And the dunk by Scola.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Wizards trail by 9. The feed to Porter. Lets it go with a 3. And the shot is good.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That is his first foul of the game. Otto Porter, hailing from a family of basketball players. His mom, All-State in '85. His 3 uncles won state titles. Deep basketball roots.
And how about the fact several of his cousins also won state championships, although Otto is the only one in the family to reach the NBA.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, guys, I was able to hear Dwayne Casey coaching his team during that break. It was clear what message he was trying to get across. He said, this lead isn't big enough that we're safe. Not by a long shot. I don't want us sitting back and milking the clock. Play to win. Show some aggression. Guys.
And the foul called on Terrence Ross. That'll be his second foul of the game.
You know, getting back to Otto Porter's basketball family, it really prepped him to compete. Your family is the first place you learn to navigate and win battles in competition. And that goes for sports and life.
And here we go. Washington fast break. Excellent D there for Scola.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
That's good. And that's now 10 points for Wall.
And talking about Porter, he certainly has worked hard to improve upon his weaknesses. That's a trait that's often instilled in a man at a young age. And he's not an explosive athlete, but his motor and want to compensate for that.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
You know, he just, like every other coach, can't stand when the defense gives up points on the inside. And, boy, are they struggling in there.
Yeah, well, they're getting pummeled in there. So you've got to figure out a way to make some adjustments to try to change that around. And that's why he needed the timeout.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Tries to keep it alive. One-on-one here. And the shot is good. The Raptor lead has been cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Temple.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Here's Gortat. Out to Morris. Over Lowry. And here we go. Here's...
Nasty.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rack.
Check out the fellas. Check out his teammates over on the bench. So they are going crazy.
Raptors leading by 6. Three-pointer. Pass to Valanciunas. Outside DeRozan. Knocks down the 3-ball. DeRozan's got 14 points here in the second half.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Now the dish to Temple. Fires the 3. Count the bucket. Temple's got 5 points now this quarter.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Ross passes to DeRozan. And here we go. The Wizards fast break. Porter's running. Fires the 3. DeRozan can't get that one to fall.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And Gortat kicks to Wall. And again, Washington with the triple.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
The Raptors making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. Beal's checked in for the Wizards. Wizards trailed by 3. Wall dishes to Beal to tie it up. It's hauled in by the Raptors. 51 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Yes!
Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup.
Wall against Lowry. Yes! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
This is John Wall that is on fire best.
And DeRozan. Here we go.
Now you need every basket you can get.
Greg, I think they're still alive here, but they better execute every trip down the floor from here on out.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. They're down by 2. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Ross is checked in for Toronto. Seconds left in the game. Beal the pass to Wall to tie it up. It falls. And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
Clutch shot right there. That could be the difference maker.
Indeed, it might be a big, huge moment in this game right there.
Oh, off target.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 2-point ball game.
Ice in the veins right there. They're one stop away from winning this thing.
Toronto calls timeout. They trailed by 2. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, your thoughts?
And it all comes down to this. Still enough time on the clock that they should be able to get a real good look.
Yeah, and in this case, you debate often. You hear guys debate whether to take a 2 for the tie or a 3 to win. In my case, with this situation, I think you go hard inside and see if you can get a good shot in close.
Washington calls timeout. They're up by 2. 5 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. So it's Washington now. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
And the second of 2 is good. That makes it a 3-point lead. Toronto calls timeout. They're behind by 3. 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
With this much time remaining, they should be able to get themselves a decent shot at the basket. Still, a contested 3 is never an easy shot.
5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so it's Washington who scrape by with the win. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew. Thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.